Okay. So the ETX here, I have it taken apart because, so we learned there's this bottom plate for the engine, and then the wet sump here has the screw holes mounted for these cap screws, but those holes go through into the sump, and it was leaking oil through these holes and onto this plate and making a mess and not, you know, keeping in the sump. So I have this Permatex, they call it anaerobic gasket maker. It's really thin and not like the heavy duty silicone stuff, so it's not going to make a big fat layer in there. And I'm just going to put a little bit around each of these. Oh yeah, and it's red like a Loctite product, so and then this is the hole that the spark plug wire goes through, so I had to make sure that's in the right spot here. First screw. Number 3. Alright, now I have those tightened in. I'm going to put a dab of that under each one of the heads here, so it's not just sealed around the plate, but it's sealed around the head as well. Alright, now part of the reason this is such a pain to move around is because I left the cooling system full on here, so the radiator is still all full of water and plumbed up. Four little lag bolts that hold this together are onto the base. That's the thing I forgot to check. The wires for the sensor for the ignition system need to go in that slot there. Alright. So this is the screw that used to hold the bottom of the old radiator on the base, and it was a pain to remove to get that radiator off, and it's a pain to, it's got to be removed because it's got the ground for the ignition system on the bottom side of it, so it's always a pain to deal with. And you know, I just realized I can do something way more clever, because it's got to get tightened on the bottom anyway. You can take it, put it through the lug for the ignition ground, and put it backwards up through the hole instead of going down from the top, which every time I've taken this apart, I've just put it back together the way that I found it. But that's kind of the dumb way around, when I can just do this instead of futzing with all that. And then this used to be held by a tiny nut, but now that I've got the cap head in there, I can just tighten the screw down and it does everything. There. Wire back through the hole here. Throw the boot back on. There we go. I'm going to let all that new sealant dry up, or set, rather. It's anaerobic, so it's not going to dry, it has to set. And then hopefully, when I fill this with oil for Saturday, it will not keep seeping out around the bottom the way it was. So there. Nice. Still got its bit of compression. I think I finally might have this vertical engine in good shape. So anyhow, we'll see how this all works on Saturday.